Hello YouTube, working on this 2009 Chevy Silverado. I will apply the same for several models or very similar procedure on how to replace the AC compressor on this truck. We're going to remove all of these plastic parts. This is the air intake box or filter box. Remove this, remove all that plastic. That one we just need to pull it. We're going to need to disconnect this connector right here. Just gotta press the tab right there. We're gonna remove it, and this is so we have more space to work on the AC compressor. This one you just need to pull it up. It's gonna come off, and then we need to remove this. We're gonna loosen up this clamp right here, and from here too, so we can remove all this stuff. And we're gonna disconnect this little hose right there. Yeah, you just need to pull it. So should be a vacuum hose. Once it's loose, you just need to remove it from here. Once you do that, you just need to pull this one up, and it's gonna come off too. There you go. Now we need to remove that plastic too. We're gonna loosen up that clamp that I told you, and then we're gonna pull it out. Okay, this one in this case is sitting on the engine right there in a pin. You have to pull it up, and then you have a Christmas tree right here that is attached this part of the plastic to the radiator hose, so you need to kind of pull it up and then pull it back, and it's gonna come off. That way we have more access to the AC compressor, which is under there. Now you see the compressor down there. We're gonna remove one bolt, and then there is another one right here. You can get those bolts from this side. Those bolts are going to be 50mm bolts, and then there's going to be two bolts under the truck. We have to get under the truck to get the other two bolts. Then we're going to remove this one. This is for the AC lines or hoses. These are 13mm bolt. There's one, and there is two in the back. All right, I kind of loosened up already these bolts. So for some of the bolts, you're going to use a 50mm bolt wrench to remove it, loosen up, and then an extension with this socket or this attachment, because it's kind of hard to get to those bolts. So you need something like this and a ratchet to remove those bolts. Under the truck, I'm going to show you which bolts we need to remove. If you come to the passenger side, you're going to find, let me see. You come to the passenger side, you're going to see the AC compressor right here. I already removed this bolt. There's that one. And then we have another one there. You see those two bolts that are already on two? Those are two bolts. We're going to remove all those four bolts. And then the AC compressor, it has a belt that is only for the AC compressor. Okay, so as soon as we remove the bolts, we're gonna wiggle that compressor to get it out of there, and that's just one belt for the AC compressor, so you don't need to undo the rest of the belt from the engine. You wanna have one connector as well. It's gonna be this one. You just need to push these two tabs out, right, but at the same time, and then you can pull it out. The connector is over there, you see it right there. So I kind of did it with a flat screwdriver from under the truck. Is to remove it. You need to press those two tabs to get it out of there. So we're gonna take out this AC compressor. The way I see it, before you do this or attempt to do this, I have to make sure there is no pressure on the AC system. Double check with a AC gauge, or double check that, and you can rent a vacuum pump, the auto sun or your auto parts, so you can remove all the pressure from the AC system. All right. And, missing one bolt. It's up there, you see it. I think we're gonna get that bolt from the engine bay side. We're gonna get up there and remove that bolt. It's gonna be a 50mm as well. We'll need to get that bolt. Right, so we got that bolt. That's the last one that we need to remove. So the AC compressor should be loose. Okay, in front of the truck, you go under. We're gonna remove this plastic cover. There is 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. I think there's gonna be a 50mm as well. We're gonna remove those bolts, and we're gonna get the AC compressor through here. There it is. Now we have full access here. Just need to wiggle this thing out of there. There's plenty of space here to work on that thing. So we got the AC compressor out. We're gonna get the new one, and we're gonna start with the install. But also we're gonna need to replace all the gaskets on these hoses, because like I said, it's leaking. So we're gonna replace the gaskets on these hoses, and then we're gonna connect everything back. I'm gonna show you a trick that I use to connect the belt, so you don't have a hard time putting it back in whenever the AC compressor is already installed. Okay, here we have the new compressor. All right, make sure everything is the same. All right, make sure these are the for the hoses, but they're, you know, everything looks pretty much the same, connector and everything. So yeah, everything looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and install it. Okay, I hope you can see. I'm gonna try to position the AC compressor here. Let's fix up the belt, and let's install it on the AC compressor. There you go. So what you want to see is try to align here, this area. It's gonna be a little hard to do it. My belt, I need to replace it later. When you want to try to align this here, then insert 1 bolt, and then try to figure out the way in the back. It's gonna be a little bit harder, because you have to kind of, you know, gonna be a little bit harder, but it's possible. You need to push the AC compressor from the back, and then try to install the bolts. Always with your hand first, and then you use a ratchet. So let's keep working on this thing. Oh, shit. I hope you're able to see what I'm gonna do here. The bolt in the front is not installed yet. We're gonna get a pry bar and push. Just be careful, right? You don't wanna damage the AC compressor. You wanna push so it can align, and then start with this bolt. Okay, use a little push, just so we can start the bolt with our hand, and then from here you can use a wrench to drive this bolt in. With a pry bar, it's not too hard to install the bolt, right? You don't wanna go with the bolt all the way in. We're just gonna, you know, prepare it, and then we're gonna install the other 3 bolts on this AC compressor. What we want to do is the compressor to be aligned with the holes where it's going to be installed. Remember, since it has the belt on, it's a little bit hard to align it, you know. As you can see here, you can see in this side, this is not very well aligned. We need to push it a little bit in order to align it with the bolt, and then we'll have to start the bolt with hand. And after we do this one, we're gonna go up there and do the other two. So okay, we're not gonna go all the way in. Now we're gonna go and install the other two bolts on the engine bay side, and then after we install those two bolts, we're gonna finish with the all four together. Okay, I'm just gonna say the AC compressor, it has 4 bolts, and the one I removed here in the middle, that's for the compressor bracket. Okay, I removed that one by mistake, but it's for the bracket. But the AC compressor only have 4 bolts, so we're gonna install those bolts. And use, I don't know if you're able to see, but here the AC compressor is still separate from the block. That's why we need to, you know, try to install those bolts first before we go all the way in with the bolts under the truck. So let's get to it. Okay. So I have 2 bolts and the bolt for the bracket already in, all the way in, and then under the truck we got that one as well, and everything works just fine. You know, you follow what I told you to install the belt. We got that one in too. We need to connect the connector. I'll drive it in there. It's connected. Now from the under the truck, this is it. So what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna come back to the engine bay side. We're gonna need to remove that thing that serves to protect, so it doesn't get any debris in there. We're gonna remove that Allen key, and then that plastic we can connect the hoses with the 13mm bolt. Now it's a good idea to do this at the end, because I don't know, you can see that debris falling in there, all that blackish thing or plastic. Some of these wire connections or some of this wiring, the plastic is already cracking, you know, there's a lot of debris falling there. You don't want any of that falling into the AC compressor. That's why it's a good idea to remove it at the end when you're ready to connect those AC lines or hoses. We're moving that thing right now. There it is. We got one out, and the other one I think is just plastic. Oh, there is plastic in both sides anyway. I have to get a pointy pliers to remove these things, because they're really it's just plastic, but they're really stuck in there. I couldn't get it with the hand. As you can see, I got some O-rings that I'm going to replace in some of the hoses that are leaking. And just so you know, these AC compressors, they should come with oil already, so you don't have to worry about that. That should be all good. Again, we're going to connect the lines, the AC lines. Okay, AC hoses are installed there. Each one has its own bolt, 13mm bolt. So you just drive it in with your hand or what you can, and then use I don't have the specs for this, so just go, I always go like, after it gets tight, I go like half uga duga, and that should be it. No leaks or anything. And then we're gonna replace some O-rings, and then just fill the truck with some Freon. We also need to get a vacuum pump and remove all the moisture and all the air that is in the system, and then we can start refilling the system with refrigerant or freon. We need to go get some of that. This truck uses the R134 refrigerant, so we're gonna get that right in there. That's the low pole right there, close to the dryer. That one right there, that's where you fill out the refrigerant or freon. Okay, now it's time to put everything back. That and that air filter box, and let's install it now, and it's ready. Now the only thing left that we need to do is to refill the AC system. That's all you need to do to replace the AC compressor. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please consider liking and subscribe. Thank you very much.